Hello everyone, welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena. Getting back in the saddle here with more, Path to Exile. I think that's good. More Outlaws at Thunder Junction. I mean, in the early game it's sad to give them a land, but being able to get rid of all the insane shit in this format for 1 mana at instant speed is super important, super valuable. I think this fairy is okay. These green cards are okay. What is this? Humiliate. Yeah. Early on, it is pretty decent. I kind of like this sheep. I don't know. Holy Cow is okay. Steer Clear's okay. The problem is white is just not a very good color. All these cards are okay. I'm going to go with this. 1 mana 2/2 flyer. Hopefully white has some good ETB effects. I think Holy Cow would be reasonable. The sheep would be reasonable. But I don't want to commit to black-white yet. I think you're supposed to pick these up on the wheel once you know what your two colors are. One last job? Interesting. Oh, I've seen this before. Yeah, that's true. The Roadrunner's good. Eriette's Lullably? I don't know. We could take the Roadrunner. It's the best card here. But I'd rather stick to white for the moment, I think. Just pick up a Lullably for a white control sort of deal, maybe. Ooh. Okay, Congregation Gryff. Very nice pickup. I'm happy to dip into green for that. If I had taken the red card, I've already forgotten what it was, Roadrunner, then I'd be very happy to see Skewer the Critics here. But instead, I'm very happy to see Congregation Gryff, and almost wondering, would I have been happier taking one last job? This is a mount, after all. This is quite a card. So is Lively Dirge. These are two good black cards. But I don't know. I think I just want a flyer. A white flyer. I mean, this guy's also decent. As a slow grind card. Could take the Cactarantula, I guess. I'm not that married to green. I could imagine splashing it. But maybe I should. I don't know. I like flyers as a game plan so far. Omenport Vigilante. Another Holy Cow. I think that the Vigilante is too good to skip. It's not incredible, but it's good. And we could try this kind of, flash thing. But Inventive Wingsmith, you play it, you pass. You pass again, and it gets flying. It's just really slow to get that counter. If you have a bunch of instant speed stuff you can do on your opponent's turn, it's fine, but it's still a flyer that can't do anything for 2 turns. Okay, so I think here the only choices are Steer Clear or Form a Posse. I'm doing okay on removal with Path to Exile and Lullably. So I think I want a splashable red threat that is going to make my flyers insane. Not taking Siphon Insight. Security is pretty good for potential going wide / flyers, I guess. could take this. I don't think I want to. Okay, here's a little mount. Sure. Now take the steer clear? I think so. What? The Roadrunner wheeled? That's crazy. I'm not taking it. Am I? I mean, I want a flyer. I don't think I'm really a beatdown deck here. Like, I'm a mid-rangey flyers deck, I think. You guys can have those colors. I don't know. Is that like a real signal? Like, is that a thing? Like, you take the land out of the pack to indicate, like, hey, all the spells that are left are totally useless to me. You can have those colors. I feel like that's a thing that people should pick up on. What do I know? I assume it's just a normal thing that people have been doing in Magic for 30 years, and I invented it myself, so I feel like a genius. Oh. Okay, well, for a slow deck, yeah. Take the Sentinel. Gold Pen is, you know, cool for flyers as well, of course. No Terminal Agony. Okay, these are my 3 colors, and she's insane. Annie Flash. Yeah. Just gross as heck. I'll take it. Anyone else think it's crazy that they animate these? Like, it's such an unimportant detail. And I don't mean like, oh, why did they waste the effort on it? It's very little effort, I'm sure. I think it's just actively wrong to do. It's just distracting for no reason. What is this? 4 mana, search for lands with different names? No thanks. Airings, I guess? It's another mount. Don't want a black-white land. This is just... Yeah, I don't... It could be kind of cute as a way to fix my mana or something, but... At 4 mana, I don't want a card that just ramps. You would need a very, very expensive deck indeed. Or one where you have a ton of fixing you need done and where green is not a problem. And you somehow can afford to do nothing on 4 regularly. Just seems very niche. Really one that cares a lot about lands, I guess? Like, where deserts are very important to you, for example? I don't know. Not going to run a blue-black card. I am going to run a Stubborn Burrow Fiend. That guy is great. There is Mystical Tether, but I don't think that's anything special. It's, you know, 3 mana enchantment base removal, which is fine until they remove the enchantment. I'll take a sheep mount, I guess. We're just doing the mount thing. I like that over the beaver. No flings, no make your own luck. A griffin? I mean, there's not much else here. I mean, white looks wide open. I'm struggling for any other colors, honestly. Like, yeah, green, I guess. But I don't know. If I have 20 white cards, I don't need a lot in other colors. I already have one of these. It's pretty heavy. I could just take the Roadrunner. I mean, I don't know. I still think I want mounts and green cards. Like, I don't know. I just want to splash form a posse. It is wild that this has gone super late twice. But I don't think I'm going to pick it. Lassoed by the Law, pretty solid. Removal that comes with a 1/1. I would take several cards out of this pack if I could. A Mana Dork, I guess, over the Keykeeper? I'm not sure. I think I actually want the Keykeeper. I don't need, like... I don't know, actually. If I'm splashing 2 red cards and I have no other fixing, I should probably take the Mana Dork. What even is Take for a Ride? No, I didn't read it. I do kind of want this now. Nothing? Oh, the tether came back. That's nice. It's not incredible, but it's fine. We have a pretty nice looking curve at the moment. Look at that shape. Make Your Own Luck's a very good card, but I don't know that I want to splash it. In fact, I know that I don't. Oh, I might splash Loot. I think Loot is kind of insane. But no, I mean, I'm not even really playing red or green. So probably I shouldn't. It's looking like just another Stubborn Burrow Fiend. This is a Mana Dork, but it only adds any color for specifically mounts. Yeah, just give me another one of these 2-mana 8/8s or whatever it is. No, we're not banned. Snakeskin Veil, I guess? I'm not impressed with the Vengeful Townsfolk. They're very difficult to deal with on occasion, and usually they're just sort of nothing. And being able to protect your like gigantic lifelink flyer seems like a valuable thing to do. Mobile Homestead for ramp is okay. It should have haste most of the time. I should have a lot of mounts, right? It's a 3/3 vehicle. I think I'll take it. Buried in the Garden. Yum, yum, yum. Take that over Eartha Joe for sure. I don't know about Bounding Felidar. Rise of the Varmints. A very powerful card if you have some creatures. We have 2 of these Burrow Fiends, so we can get a lot of creatures in the graveyard, potentially. What else would I be taking here? Another Snakeskin Veil. A giant mount. I guess I'll take the giant mount. You never know. I'll see how it plays. Jolene? No, not really. I guess the Naturalist is solid. It's sort of fixing, in a way. But not really. A big creature? Or another Lullably if we're trying to be passive again. Like, we want to be aggressive with Congregation Gryph and a couple other flyers. And on the ground, we don't really have much. Well, I don't know. We can attack with the Burrow Fiends, I guess. Maybe the Paladin was great. I don't know. Fine. I'll take one of these. Wait, what the hell? Oh, I thought this was Rakdos, which is insane. This is a powerful creature. The mana cost is difficult. And I guess the point of this is for the mercenaries, right? You sack all your mercenary tokens and get some cool effects. I mean, this deck is mostly trying to win, I think, with flyers. I'll take a Griffin. Could take another one of these guys. I have still very little fixing, although Buried in the Garden helps. But I think Griffin is good. $52 cards, huh? That seems optimistic. I should probably cut some of these. I'm sure there are a number of them that are just terrible, which I say it seems optimistic in the sense that, like, it was optimistic to not draft them straight to the sideboard whenever I drafted them. I'm sure there's a bunch of bad stuff in here, is what I mean. I have a lot of single target removal, which is sort of dubious value when every creature is a 2-for-1. But they aren't all. Mostly creatures. That's unusual for me. I tend to get big-eyed at the cool non-creature stuff you can do. Yeah, tough mana base. I don't know who was taking all the deserts. But my only red spells are fairly late. I think I can afford to do at least this. Oh, actually, I guess it's probably mostly white, isn't it? Yeah. The problem is I do have a little bit of early green fixing I'd like to be able to cast. Actually, my green spells are fairly early, aren't they? Maybe I shouldn't... Well, but 7 white sources? That seems pretty bad. So much enchantment-based removal. I don't know. I mean, being able to threaten to give this double strike is kind of cool. Right? Instants like Snakeskin Veil and Path to Exile would be neat. I think my 3 mana slot needs a lot of work. Vengeful Townsfolk kind of is not anything. These are probably not that good. They're a game plan for a slow game. And with removal as much as I have, maybe I want that slow game? I don't know. I think the Felidar is silly. Probably don't want Stagecoach Security. I'm looking for, like, flyers and mounts. And, I mean, I don't actually have that much dimensions mounts, do I? It's, like, just the Griff. Oh, and Steer Clear and Mobile Homestead. Sure. A large number of mounts, though. So, like, Trained Arinx, I don't know. I think it's probably good. And I think I do need an Oasis Gardener. My fixing turned out really bad. Like, I have Buried in the Garden, and I have 1 Hard Bristle Bandit, and that's basically it, right? I don't have any way to search up land. Well, Noble Homestead doesn't... Yeah, it doesn't... I mean, if I were really lucky, maybe I would hit a Treasure Off Patient Naturalist. Okay. What ETBs do I have that I want to repeat with this? That's a question, right? Non-fairy, non-land permanent, you control. So like I have this vehicle. I don't want to return that. The tether, I could exile a token and then bounce it and exile something else. That could happen, I suppose. Lassoed by the law, even if I exile the same thing again, I do get a mercenary. Not that that's incredible. The cow, I guess, is a cool flicker. Naturalist. So not much, huh? But it is a potential 1 mana 2/2 flyer. Which obviously if you could play a 1 mana 2/2 flyer on turn 1, that would be quite strong. But this is a 1 mana 2/2 flyer that means you have to replay something else. And on rare occasions that can be a benefit, but usually it'll be a detriment. Because I don't have that many ETB effects. I mean, I guess there's Annie, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I'll be casting Annie. I don't think I'll be bouncing her, is what I mean. It kind of feels like I have to make some kind of decision between mounts and flyers in this deck. Like, Congregation Gryff is the only actually good mount I have. And it's a flyer. And it benefits from other mounts, but like, do I really need these grizzlies? No. The flyers are better. I have a decent number of crimes for the vigilante, I guess. Maybe I could do without the gardener. It seems pretty greedy. But if I can get my green and white under control, I don't need the red until pretty late. And I have a couple of late-ish sources of mana fixing. Well, I mean, mostly it's just this. Hard Bristle Bandit can fix either way, as long as I have the green. Maybe I can go down to 1 red source? I'm not even searching the library for it. The problem is, like, at that point, my only other red source is Buried in the Garden and the creature that they can remove. If I'm doing that, it seems pretty bad to cut the gardener, doesn't it? All right, let's get rid of this fairy. Do I have any other, like... The Trained Airynx is a pretty aggro, ground-based thing, but the Scry is nice. The Varmint's sort of whatever, I guess. How many mounts do I have left? Enough. Let's just get rid of the sheep. Okay, I'm going to run it. I've already forgotten if I kept in the 3 mana dork. David Villabos. Oh yeah, I kept in both Eriette's lullabies, huh? I have green and white, and I have Buried in the Garden to cast Annie. So I have to draw some lands, but they don't have to be any particular color. And at least I can play this early to remove whatever they're beating me down with. Nice top deck, but only if I keep hitting lands after this. Otherwise, it's looking bad. Okay, good. This is destroy, right? Not exile? Yeah, okay. They're not even going to attack for the lifelink, huh? That's too bad. It's a green-white showdown, by the way. It's a 3-2. Okay. Gonna saddle up with it or something? No. Forest's top notch. You're gonna bury something in the garden. I think the flyer, right? Now they could attack with the 1/3 for lifelink if they want. Miriam? Oh no! Okay, well I can lasso that, I guess. Although the 4/2 is kind of scary. Because it's a 5/3, of course. I guess I can just kill it, right? They don't have any other mounts for Miriam right now. And if they develop a mount, I can deal with it, or I can deal with Miriam. Ooh, that's a big creature. Oh, too bad I cut the fairy. I could lasso this and then bounce and get something else, huh? Well, I don't really want to cope with the 7/7. Saddle 3 is a little rough, but here we go. Congregation Gryph OP? Primal Command. Gain 7. Tutor for a creature. Wow. Okay. What's it going to be? Also, Annie, there's no permanence to return right now, interestingly. Patient Naturalist should help with that. I assume they're attacking here, right? Oh no. A Dust Animus is scary. It's a 4/5 flyer with lifelink. Yeah? And they plotted the Alchemist instead of the Dust Animus. That's interesting. So I could cast Annie. It doesn't seem very good at the moment. Let's just do this. Forest, I guess? Probably should have played the Naturalist first, I guess. Well, now Annie could return a land. Good. Congratulations. Good for you. I guess saddle like that and swing with everything. Hitting for 7? I could at some point Snakeskin Veil proactively, since I know they don't have a threat right now. But it doesn't currently address any problems anyway, so... I don't know that it's that great a plan. Like, the Dust Animus already blocks it. Well, not quite, I guess. Because I can also give it the Mercenary buff. If I saddle differently. What is this? 2 mana, Hideaway 5. Okay. Well, they're going to be able to activate that immediately, right? So I guess we'll just see what it is. There's some really strong stuff in that set, huh? I think they... Well, gosh. Puts a... At instant speed, it puts a counter on. Just repeatably forever. Okay, you should have done this first for the Vigilance. It's not like I was doing anything. Ow. I mean, I think I am toast. Seven mana, so... I can play Annie on blocks, but it doesn't really accomplish anything. If I try to be really greedy and attack with my lifelinker, like, I can give it at most 4 power. It's not working. Okay. Annie's going to have to get some real good value. They just had too many threats, right? I mean, 1-for-1 removal only goes so far. What would you like to kill? Hopefully they attack with something small enough where blocking with Annie makes... Oh, they don't attack at all. Interesting. They figure they're winning the long game. They don't want to risk whatever I might be doing. Fair enough. When she becomes tapped, which I can do easily with mounts. Okay. So how big can I make this? I currently possess 2 mounts. So this would be a 4... Yeah, okay. 4/7, and then I can steer clear to finish it off, basically. Actually, can't I make it a 5/7? You may play those cards this turn. No, I already saddled this. This is not a mount. The problem... Oh, right. The issue is they're going to use Collector's Cage to put a counter on. That's why I thought I couldn't kill it previously. And it still looks like I can't, but I have steer clear. They might just not block. It makes sense. Okay, they're risking the Animus. All right, the sky is mine. Let's see if that's enough to deal with the fact that they're getting a counter for free every turn. 4/5 and 2/4 attack. Interesting. I don't know exactly what I'm multi-blocking to prevent against. I could just take 6. I'm gaining a bunch every turn. Right? But going to 8 is scary. And they get lifelink if I don't... Like, they get lifelink forever if I'm too chicken to ever kill it. They have a 3/5 here, right? I mean... Maybe like that? Throw in an amount just in case? I don't think so. I don't know. If they have like steer clear, this is pretty bad. Okay, they don't have anything. Great. Ooh, I could destroy a tapped creature. That's... doesn't seem necessary right now. Ooh, that's a mount. I don't really care about that 4/5, I don't think. The problem is, it only destroys tapped creatures. I think I should just take it while I can. Like, the stuff I'm going to be annoyed about is going to be creatures they try to block with, right? Okay, you got me this time. They didn't even want to wait for it to be attacking. Fair enough. Still plenty of deck. Kind of a sad draw, but that's life. Oh, maybe I should be putting it on this? Yeah. So they don't have any good, like, double blocks. I should have made this a 5/1, I think. Oh, did I forget that they can activate this? Now a double block here is a 1/1, which is fine. Yeah, that card is nutso. Okay. 2 chicken to double block, huh? Did they forget they can activate? What's happening? Okay, they just didn't... They wanted to wait till the end to do it for some reason. I actually don't want to pop any right now. I think I just want to play the biggest posse you've ever seen. 5, 7, 11. So I can play this for 9. I guess I do want to scry once, though. Power 2 or less? You. I don't know. I could have aimed this at one of my flyers, but for some reason I didn't. Good draw. They've never heard of double blocks. I keep getting rewarded for these dubious plays. I mean, it's not crazy to be willing for that to die, but if you multi-block... Actually, hang on. How can I possibly lose this game? I think Final Showdown is like one of the very few ways I could lose. I should actually sit on this, which means maybe I should have triggered Annie. Oh well. So I just have lethal in the air, right? And an exile effect for their flyer. Four, 6, 10 mana, so this is still for 8. I did it. Long game. I think that, like... Oh, what are my dailies? I didn't look, did I? Red spells, red spells? Come on. Okay. Green spells, fine. I think the turn they lost their Dust Animus was when they lost the game, right? They didn't have to do that. They could have just, like, kept piling counters on it and counterattacking so that they weren't, like, net losing life. This is not really a hand. I mean, if a swamp... If a forest, yes, fine. Good hand. No forests, no good. My one mountain in the whole deck, by the way. Fine. Put back the Naturalist, I guess. Not a good hand. Delita X. I don't even know how to pronounce this one, man. Delitax? You what, wait? It's like you what, mate, but backwards? Yeah, okay. There goes some of my fixing. Green source, though. I mean, I don't know. With Annie in hand, was I supposed to hang on to the Buried in the Garden, maybe, and just hope to draw a forest soon? I don't think so. The forest turns on all the rest of the cards in my hand. A shark. I could have milled with this. I don't have any self-mill synergies besides Annie. Like, being able to turn a creature or a permanent. Like, I don't think it's that great a plan. So in the deck, there's one mountain. Burying the Garden's on the bottom. What else do I have? I kept the Oasis Gardener, so that's in, and Bristleback Bandit. So that's 2 sources. Okay, and I just lost nothing relevant. Or at least not to the Annie, anyway. They milled me, by the way. What? Okay, Mobile Homestead is good. Sort of. I guess it actually sucks. I could crew it and just throw it at the 3/4 for no reason. All right, 4-turn clock. Let's go. They're just never going to play anything, probably, right? That seems likely. Haha. What? What are you not... What? What are you holding the shark back for? Oh, to block the homestead. I see. But actually, wait a minute. The homestead's not as bad as I thought. As long as I don't crew the Griff, I can attack with it. No, don't crew the Griff. Okay, that's my red source. I'm happy to see it. Mountain would have been better, but that's pretty specific. I guess I should hold this in case they have a discard 1 effect. Because I know I'm not drawing a land. Plus, it's much scarier to have an opponent with 2 cards in hand. Another shark. That was plotted, right? I knew that. I just wasn't paying attention. I guess I can still hold it, right? Is the 2/2 blocking anything? No, right? Well, it blocks this. Maybe that's worth giving up 1 power on the lifelinker. Because I could crew this way and then pump with the lifelinker further. But I think I want to be able to kill their 2/2 lifelinker. Maybe they are on a mill plan? Like an actual blue-black mill with the muck something Desperado? The like 3 or 4 mana 2/4 that mills your opponent when you commit crimes? I have to block something. I think it's supposed to be the Gila. Like, I don't love them lifelinking, but this creature is just much harder to deal with, and it's drawing them cards every turn, which seems very important. Obviously, it shrinks my flyer as well to not have that anymore. I get my 2/2 back, I guess. Does it come in tapped? Of course. Of course it does. Interesting. Okay. That's a lot of lifelink, man. I don't appreciate all that. They're at 9, but... they're gaining like 6 a turn. I'm not doing enough damage. Oh, I actually maybe should have played these lands in case of counterspell. Like, because I have 1 more than it costs to cast Annie, and if I had 2 more, I could pay for a counter. Oh, counterspell would be so devastating for me right now. Oh, what have I done? Okay, well, at least I couldn't have stopped that one. This is game over, man. Okay, I don't think I have much left. Buried in the Garden is still on the bottom, right? Yeah. I mean, there's removal, Mystical Tether, Lassoed by the Law, but they just have too much stuff. There's not one specific creature that's the problem. The problem is my deck has 2 threats and they've killed them. Okay, see ya. Nice playing with you, buddy. I'm out of here. Yikes. Oko is the face of his crew. Oh, I see. Some, like, I don't know. Deep Sea Hobgoblin. Great hand. It could be reasonable to lead with the Mana Dork or with the Airynx. Because with Airynx, I could actually, like, crew or saddle and attack with it afterwards. With this, I could play out 2 more 2-drops, but they wouldn't really do anything. Now that the Mobile Homestead is won, that makes a little bit... I think that is why I should play this. Because now I can Homestead and Airynx, giving this haste, crew this with the Airynx, swing. Even if it just trades with a 2/3 and tries to put a land in... Wait, what? Oh, this is in the graveyard. Okay, but they're Golgari. It's not going to stay in the graveyard for long. Okay, we're pretty close to casting that. This is going to just come back for more and absolutely end the game somehow, I'm sure. 2 blue lands, so... Is this some splash? Or they just want to commit crimes? Or deserts for this guy? No, they actually have blue spells. Okay. So it wants them to have stuff ETB without spending mana on it. Surely yourself, yes. Primal Command, yikes. Okay, I'm glad that's gone. They might have the Slickshot, whatever, Spellslinger? Slickshot Lockpicker? Yeah. Well, I'm not 100% sure the right way to manage the attacks here. It would be cool to swing with the Airings, right? It would also be cool to swing with this, though. The thing is, I don't need another mana to cast Annie, so like ramping is cool but not necessary. Where scrying is actually helpful. I could do neither, I suppose, and then have a potential 3/3 blocker for their 2/2 lifelinker. Maybe that's the way to go. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine. Plotting nothing? They must have hit 3 lands. Surely you would plot some. I guess they could have instants. Really? For 1 green mana? They just want something in their graveyard for some reason? They're just bad? Possible explanations. That's fine. I guess. Yeah, it could be an attacker. I don't know. Maybe I should have not planned to play Annie this turn because they don't look like they're attacking, right? But I mean, it's just really good to have her, right? Ooh. Because I can start drawing with her. Yeah, I'm definitely playing Annie, of course. It just, I can't also block something and kill it by surprise, which would have been nice. Oh, no. I don't want to just exile stuff for no reason. I could exile 2 cards, but it's only till end of this turn. I have decent plays, but I'd like to hit lands. Okay, that's a pretty good hit, honestly. X is 5? 1, 2, plus 5. Yep. And I've played my 2 red spells, so I don't have to worry about Annie, about my mana dorks getting killed. Okay, I don't know what's on the bottom. I couldn't remember if that was this game or it was the previous game where I had bottomed my Buried in the Garden. Yes, that was previous. Good to know. Ooh. I knew they would get this back someday. Okay, very funny. I hate this. I mean, I have 5 mercenaries. I can get some big attacks in. But I don't have good blocks. This has flash. They could have waited. Okay, that doesn't really matter. But I think they could swing with the 7/7 here, right? I could put together an okay block for it. Just crew with the mercenaries and block with everything else. They get to reanimate it, probably, but what am I supposed to do? Just take 7? I don't think so. Now, I don't have to block with this 2/2. I could block with a mercenary. The thing is, I think the mercenaries are better because they can let me, like, swing into this 6/5. Well, that's sort of optimistic, isn't it? Because they can just, like, block with smaller stuff, and meanwhile I've tapped everything for mercenary activations. So I think I just have to go with this. And they're going to get me. Like, not with a combat trick here, but they're just going to put this back on the battlefield. Oh no, that was my way to activate Annie. I forgot. Okay, that was wrong. The Erinks and the Homestead. Either one of them I could have lost, but not both. I should have just thrown a bunch of mercenaries at it. Great. I shouldn't have played the land either. Undo? Can't do that. Swing with Annie? Make her huge? I don't think that's very good. Oh, I have mounts in my hand. Yeah, there go those lands I should have been able to play. Wow, 2 more lands on top. That's wild. Okay. I could threaten to give this double strike. That's kind of funny, isn't it? I can't actually do it, but they don't know that. Oh. Okay, this is good enough, I guess. One creature in my graveyard. Boy, they hit me so hard with that trampler. With their whole board, really. Ah! Yeah, they just have too much stuff. I don't know. I mean, I should be getting more stuff with Annie. But the problem is they're just so overwhelmingly ahead on the board. What is this guy's text? It's about... Yeah, so if you, like, plot something, they get to draw... I think they should have probably plotted this, right? How urgent was it for this to land compared to being able to draw a card when you play it? That's a good hit. Oh, tapped wrong, of course. Doesn't matter, but... This is an actual crime, by the way. How big is this? A 5/5? I think that's kind of... 4/3 is sort of big enough, right? That they just sort of have to chump it. Let's make it a 5/3 just to be sure. And then if I attack with this, it's not so bad, right? Leave mercenaries for chumping, maybe? This turns... If they block with this, I lose the Annie activations. Maybe that's stupid. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Obviously, I can still cancel the attack, but I can't cancel putting a... Oh, no, I didn't aim at this with a mercenary. I mean, they just have good blocks for this. I don't think that attack makes sense. They can get 2 for 1, or they can block with the 6/2. Those are both fine from their point of view. Just throw a piece of garbage at my double striker. Makes sense. Empty-handed. So I could take 3 here. Go to 9. Flash in the Ox and start hitting them for 6 a turn? I don't think I want to trade this Ox off. I think it's too useful. They just lost their reach creature. I guess technically I should have cast it in blocks and maybe the Scry would make me change my mind. Great. So they don't actually have a big threat for me right now, but if they do, I can deal with it. Okay, there's another one, and I get another double strike attack. It's milling a little more than I would like, but, you know, 10 cards is enough. Tapped wrong, as usual. So how big does this have to be a problem? I think 4/3 double strike should be enough. Now let's make it 5 so they don't double block with both 3s. This has flash, by the way. Although I'd rather not cast it this turn because I want to save the crime. I can only mill 4 like one more time. Maybe this is an alright time to swing with the 5/5. But I guess if I swing with it, I can never mill 4. Okay. Looking like I might win this now. Have I played my Griff this game? I have neither played it nor milled it. It is in the library. Okay, one last activation. After this, I can't do it anymore. Pretty good. I mean, steer clear isn't any good, but buried in the garden is fine. I guess steer clear means it's really hard for them to multi-block. Although they kind of couldn't do that anyway. Okay, cancel. Let's tap carefully here. Not for any reason, but just so it goes on a tapped land. I think the 6-2 is the big threat. Tapped wrong. Again? God, I'm a bad player. Okay, resolves. Now I can swing with this pretty happily, I think. Especially with the face-up steer clear. Well, whether face-up or not, I have it. Why did I went out of my way to put it on a tapped land. That's not how you're supposed to do the opposite of that. I don't know what I was thinking. At least I remembered you're supposed to manually tap, and then I just did the opposite of what you're supposed to do. Sure. Are they hoping I'm going to mill myself out with the Annie ability? I don't plan to. Kind of a weird way to have gotten there, huh? I mean, I don't know. I guess it was just Annie infinite value with one mount. Yeah. I'm not winning because of any like cool deck building feature. It's because like Annie just gives you 3 cards a turn instead of 1 card a turn, and I have more stuff than they do. Like, it's nice that some of the stuff can break potential board stalemates, but mostly it's just that there's more stuff. The Duelist, or Vigilante, by the way, has been, like, shockingly good when I finally drew some... Ward 3? I'm actually going to be punished for the order in which I tapped things, aren't I? No, because targeting that will be a crime which I can use to pay for the ward. Is that right? Spend 5... tapping this, aim at that. I put my effects on the stack first, which means the untap goes before. Yeah, that resolves. Goes on, my untap goes on the stack before. When you do, okay, so they have targeted the Holy Cow. So if I tap like this, I'll have 3 mana left. Okay, well, at least the screw up on the previous turn didn't hurt. I was able to fix it. I mean, I can't commit a crime, sadly, but I think all attacks should win. Right? This gets in for 2, and then on the ground there are 9 creatures to 2. This gains life. Be careful. No, it doesn't. Finds a desert. Okay, so they really can't do anything. Let's cast a white spell. I guess it's more damage if I put the things here, though. It's more obviously lethal. It would be pretty funny to deck myself out as I win, but I'm not going to. Right, I could have saddled to mill 2 and then draw 2 with Annie. I don't know, I got scared. Phew. That game was scary for a while. When exactly did I turn the corner? It was basically when Annie started drawing, right? I mean, she bricked a couple times at the beginning, as I recall. Those Eriette's Lullabies were nuts. I cannot believe how good a 2-mana sorcery speed kill a tapped creature was. Okay, I took a break. It probably wasn't that noticeable since I'm no longer even doing the game audio, so maybe I could have gotten away with just continuing my little sermon on the virtues of Eriette's Lullaby. I still don't think it's usually a very good card, and I think even in this deck it's not amazing, but in that game it was amazing. Like, every time I hit it, I had a perfect creature that I was like, oh, that's their 1-tap creature? I want that to die very badly. So it worked out quite well. By the way, I guess they were punished for not plotting their flyer because they could have drawn a card and I couldn't have shot it with the Eriette's Lullaby if it had been a turn slower. On the other hand, I don't know. They kind of needed to block the 6/2 flyer. This is not a hand. I can't keep this. Like, if I draw a forest, it's pretty good. But there's 8 in the deck. 9 if you count the 3-mana Mana Dork. Like, if I draw a forest, it is a very good hand, because I have Annie and the red source. But I risk just doing nothing ever if I keep this. It can't be right. Okay, sure. I mean, this also doesn't do anything. But I'm not going to mold a 5. And I have, like, some removal to sit around for a while. I don't know. Definitely the mulligan did not work out. I think if I could choose between this hand and the previous one, I would have kept the previous one, but they don't let you see 2 and then pick your favorite. Third land is not nothing. Okay. Red-black mercenaries, probably. I just have to tether, like, the 3-1, I guess. Just try to limit the damage. If they can kill this, they get the draw trigger back, but red-black doesn't destroy enchantments very often. Just on time. I think it's the 1/3. Because the 2/2 I can block with Annie, right? It would be nice to get a permanent into the graveyard, but I guess I don't have any that I could get into the graveyard, so maybe I just won't. I could blow this up and play out a flyer. Maybe that's fine. I don't know. I don't really want to waste my time on that. I'm going to pass. They probably just murder her or something. No? Well, okay. Yeah, once I blocked, I was like, wait a minute, what about Skewer the Critics? Maybe I should have blocked this 1/1. Sad. Change targets. Sure. I mean, I can still Path to Exile this to kill the 5/4. I don't think it matters. I guess I'd rather... Yeah, of course. I should let this... Well, I can choose which one gets exiled and which one gets destroyed. I want this one destroyed and this one exiled, so I should let this go off. And I don't have time to play the 3/2. I'll just take too much of a beating. Okay, fair magic, where I'm the only one with any creatures. Sure, that's fine, I guess. Oh, this is a fun little trick, isn't it? Steer Clear only does 2 damage, but this also gains double strike when I do it, so it's a good blocker. So I won't run out the other flyer. If they have a trick, I get 2 for 1, which is sad. Yeah, okay. Oh, wait. No, it's still a 2 for 2. Wait, I thought this was 1/1. Oh, that became, it had 5. I see. Okay. I don't know. Obviously, that play was committal, but they had been top decking for a while. So they weren't that likely to have something. What is this? Uh-oh. 3/3 and Vigilance, huh? Well... One more removal spell? Better. Unless they can make this unblockable somehow. X is 6. I should have held back one of these, maybe even both. Actually, in case they have like a deal 1 to all creatures or something. Okay, we got him. Weird game. I don't think Lotus Ring is especially good. I mean, it turns your creatures into black lotuses, but it costs 3 to play and then another 3 to equip. So you can't like get a bunch of mana by blowing up tokens one at a time. You just break even. Well, I mean, mono removal got there. That's why I put so much in the deck. And we're up to 3. But I did make a mistake with Annie. I shouldn't have been so greedy as to block the 2/2, I think. The Mercenary is not even that much worse of a creature because it can pump other attackers, whereas the 2/2 is just a 2/2. I could always block that later. Finn the dog. Is this an Adventure Time thing? I know Finn is a character from Adventure Time, and there's a dog in Adventure Time, but I don't know if they're the same. Okay, I learned my lesson. No more mulliganing just because I don't have a forest, especially in a hand that is mostly white. So no problem, I'll draw forest on turn 3. Don't worry. We'll be okay. Okay, turn 4. Fine. I guess we just play this and attack with the vehicle? Holding up a steer clear. Boo. It's a creature. If only I could make it not a creature anymore. Okay. Well, I'm going to try to steer clear the 3/3. No good. Okay, this is fine to exile then. This is a 3/4 with no particularly special text. I don't think I exile that. Well, I mean, it is kind of nothing, but I also can't deal with it. Huh. All right, let's try to keep the pressure up. Would have liked a land to play this out, but I guess it's going to be a cow? And I may as well just play it main phase so that I can saddle up. Top, please. Oh, whoops. I sort of forgot that I was milling there. That's fine. I'll draw a land later, I guess. Still just a 3/3, huh? Well, here's hoping they don't have any tokens. Tethering the 3/2. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, this should hit a land, hopefully. Yeah, that's the right tap. Got one. Oh, excuse me. No thanks on that, I think. Uh-oh. Oh, they don't have anything to target. It's still scary, though. I want the counter on the flyer, I think. Oh, 6/6 is juicy. I'm not dead on board if I all attack, but it is scary, even with this on the field. Still, I think I go for it. No, maybe I just attack with the 6/6 and have 2 blockers. That's obviously safer. Okay. I mean, deck's doing way better than I thought. Flyers and removal. Who knew those were good and limited? Those? It's not even how a Canadian would say it. They don't... That's not the vowel that's weird in Canada. Geechee main. Don't know what that means. Sure. Yeah, great. Amazing. I have a mana dork into Buried in the Garden, so I have my red source. You don't want to cast this too early, but we don't have to. The danger is they don't play anything I want to bury in the garden. Okay, I mean... I'm not thrilled to bury that, but I have so much other removal that... And I want the ramp. I mean, I could wait, I guess. It seems awful, right? Like, how much does this really bother me? The thing is, if I don't do this, I'm doing nothing. I guess I can lassoed by the law to at least get another mercenary out. Sure. I don't have any mounts, though, so this can't attack. Do I attack here? Obviously, I'm not holding anything up. I'm just like, what are they going to do that's going to punish me for attacking? Eriette's Lullably, I guess that would be fine. I don't know. I want the damage. Holy cow. Ah, I should have... I couldn't think of a reason why I would put this on. I was trying to think of flash features, and I didn't think of one. Yeah, if I'd swung with this as a 2/1, it would have been fine. Punished for not being thoughtful enough. mean, this shouldn't... I mean, this card is fine in red-white. It's just not associated specifically with red-white anyway. So bad. When I lose this game, it'll be my own fault for sure. Ah. Well, at least I have Buried in the Garden. Remember to put it on the forest that's not tapped. Although I don't really want to kill this 2/2. I want to save it for the cow, right? Even though it's going to take a little while. Yeah. Uh-oh. I'm running out of kill spells. It's finally happened. X is 5? I could swing with this as a 4/3 and try to hit land. I don't know what the point of that would be. But, I mean, I'm not going to chump with all 5 of these anyway, so I guess I may as well. Right, great. It drew a land. So now I'm not drawing that next turn. That was the point. Jeez. This is a lot to deal with. No activations? Just gonna full swing or what? I see. Okay, I'll trade off as much as I can. Wait, what? Okay, well, this is... It's just animated. It's drawn weirdly because this mercenary and this mercenary are actually different. This one ETB'd this turn, and this one didn't. So they're not just going into 2 piles of size 3. They have like Outlaw's Fury or something? No? Okay, well I can kill the 2/4 and gain some life. I could scry trying to put land on top, but that's silly. I can't scry. I would have to attack for that. It seems pretty dangerous to tap 2 mercenaries to crew this. They're better... I just need blockers, yeah. Here comes the cow, of course. But I've got their ground game basically shut off. Until they get any good... until they get any other cards, and then it's not anymore. Gain control of it, and then untap it. You got it. It's looking pretty dead here. Uh-huh. Well, that's 5 damage. All I need to do is draw more removal for the flyer, and I have some hope. Ride down. Okay, that'll do it. Gonna crew it again. Take that. Destroy target blocking creature. And then whatever it was blocking gets through anyway. Very cool card. BJCZ. Bojix. Okay. Incredible. I want it. Give it to me. Like, it does not by any means guarantee a win or anything, but, you know, it's got an actual tolerable mana base and ramp into my good spells. It doesn't have any. You know, can't have everything, I guess. It's a 3/2. Wow. As a draw spell. Okay. Fascinating. So, I have 4 mana. I could get a 5th with this, but then there's nothing really I could do. I can either play Homestead, or I can play Griff. I can't play both. I want to play the Griff. And I may as well attack, because I don't imagine Steer Clear is doing anything this turn. If they run out of haster that I want to steer clear of, I'll be surprised. Okay. I don't really care about that mercenary yet. This is only creatures, right? Non-land permanent. So I could get rid of this, but I hope it's not that big a deal. Yes, top. Because I will now put that onto the battlefield. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to bottom it because I don't need the land. I just want to use this to draw through. Like, because if there's a second land on top... Yeah, I didn't need the land. I should have bottomed, and then if I don't get the value out of this, who cares? I give myself the chance to get maximum value by bottoming and then putting onto the battlefield. Yeah, I think that was right. And what I did was wrong. Boo. kind of my whole game plan is the thing. Boo! I am booing you. I don't have anything now. Okay. Somehow they're at 12, though. I guess they shot themselves. I attacked them with this thing. I attacked them with this a couple times. It adds up. Uh-oh. There's gonna be something good coming up. Paid both modes on this, right? Yep. Well, that's what a Buried in the Garden is for. But there will be some cool ETB effect or something, probably. Oh. What? Oh, that and this. I see. Oh, that's cute. When you commit a crime, you can put it back. And then they... Okay. Yeah. Nice. Give them the old nice. This is criminal. I want to blow up the 3-2. I don't know. I don't ever want to Buried in the Garden this, obviously. I want to get to the point where... Yeah. Oh, by the way, I did top deck more lands, so... My mistake with the Homestead has cost me an entire card draw. Or, well, a scry at the bottom. This is in my hand instead of at the bottom of my deck. Instead of whatever this card is. Just tapping white for fun. Don't worry about me. I think this is a very... I mean, I don't know. We could draw Annie still. Then we might be okay. I mean... God, that was such a cool dirge. Get this into the graveyard, and then it's your value engine. I don't think I'm supposed to exile this, but... Maybe it's this? I finally do it? Just take 5, though? Feels pretty stupid. Eight mana, 9 mana. I guess I can still play this the turn I play Annie. My opponent's just flickering over their cards to annoy me? Okay, very funny. Yeah, I don't think exiling any of this makes much sense in the long term. Like, they're going to have a real threat in there somewhere. And taking 5 a turn is bad, but so is taking 3 a turn, right? As I get lower and lower on life, though, it starts to be more important to stop some of the bleeding. They didn't have anything to do for 6. I don't know. I guess I just have to go for this. They have a way to sacrifice this at instant speed? That would be pretty fun. They're mousing over it, man. They're ready with their village rights. Well, it doesn't matter. If they have it, they have it. Sure. Well, that's why I was supposed to exile the 2/2, I guess. This one. But I don't know. Like, I'm in a lot of trouble if they're able to do that. I don't know. I'm not sure what I was supposed to do. It all seems pretty hopeless. And so the question is, what can you do to maximize your chances of getting to some situation you can win from? Even though you probably can't win from any situation. They should probably pump the 2/2 and swing with the others. Pump the middle creature, I mean. Because then when I animate the homestead to block, it still just trades. And if I block here, they don't totally mind. Or I guess they could pump the one that can't block, and then like I can only block that. Which they definitely don't mind. But then they don't get in the 2 damage. That's probably fine for them. Oh, that's weird. Seems like the opposite of the right play. Okay. The thing is, if they commit crimes, I'm just going to die anyway. Or not, if they commit crimes. If they... Well, yeah. Because this is going to make stuff die, and then they can commit crimes to get this back. How much of my stuff can exile the enchantment? Because it's becoming a problem now. Lassoed by the law? Non-land permanent. Just in case, I'll block with the vehicle, I guess. Just in case what? Don't ask that question. Do I race? Doesn't look like that's going to work. Yeah, I'm dead now. Technically, I can chump this and kill this on blocks to live. I guess that's the play. But now, whether I let this in or not, I'm just dead. Well, no, I guess I could have chumped it. I could have lived another turn, but I was top decking a land, so... I feel like this game could have been winnable somehow. Like, was this that big a problem? It triggered a few times, but it wasn't that much of an issue. It was just by the time it was going off, I was on such a low life total because of the creature, the board dominance they had. that the little pings from that added up. Okay, well, 4 wins is fine. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.